Chapter 44. Jen. I barely see Michael over Christmas, but Dina and Claire are both staying with their families, so we finally have our long-awaited get-together. It involves a lot of shrieking, examining my diamond ring, wine and junk food. "Tell me again about the castle," Claire says. "It was very romantic," I recall. There were lights and a lady with a dog. "He planted a dog there?" Dina cuts in. "No, they just happened to be there." "And he left you clues." Claire is practically telling the story herself. "It was like a treasure hunt trail leading to where the ring was." I grin as I remember it, although at the time I think I was too shocked to react properly. There was music and everything. "It all sounds great," Dina says, holding up her hand as if she's trying to calm a horse. "But last time we met up, you didn't even know this guy. I still feel we need a little more information." "I mean, it would be nice to meet him," Claire adds. "Maybe we should do engagement drinks or something," I think out loud. "Well, it will have to be quick, otherwise it'll be after the wedding," Dina quips. "I mean, what about your hen do? We'll have to fix a date now." "Yes." Claire starts scrolling through her calendar. "We'll have a chat with Katie. Is she your chief bridesmaid?" I hesitate. "Yes, I really want you two to be bridesmaids too." Their screams interrupt me and they crush me in a group hug, which I then try to pull back from to continue. "But guys, this wedding, it has to be super budget, okay? I don't have the money to just keep adding zeros onto things all the time. I'm already stressed about buying a dress for myself, let alone for you two." "Jen, relax." Dina cuts her hand through the air. "We'll sort it, just as long as he's not a psycho." "He's not," I say, perhaps a little too hurriedly. "And didn't he ghost you one time?" Dina raises an eyebrow. "No, because he saw me in work every day and tried to talk to me." "But you were kind of on hold for a bit," she pushes. "He was worried that I was going to lose my job," I explain. "He was trying to protect me." "You mentioned this new HR policy of no dating," Dina continues. "So is this shotgun wedding basically his way of getting around the policy?" I open my mouth to deny it, then realise that it probably is. "A shotgun wedding is usually because the bride is pregnant," Claire corrects her. Then they both look at me with wide eyes. "No," I say emphatically, "I'm not pregnant." Although I'm not going to tell them that it's actually impossible given our relationship virginity. "No offence," Dina says, in a way that is clearly going to cause offence, "but I don't think a HR policy is a good reason to get hitched." "He loves me," I protest, and look at Claire for backup. "The elaborate proposal suggests it's more than just meeting HR regulations," Claire points out. "I mean, you said your union were contesting the policy anyway, so it may well be overturned. Plus, you could just say you were engaged and that would be enough to keep them at bay. You certainly wouldn't have to seal the deal so swiftly, and he must know that." "Yes, exactly," I say, relieved. "But maybe he wouldn't have popped the question so soon if the policy hadn't come up." Dina is unwilling to drop her point. "He did tell me he was dealing with it, I remember, thinking out loud. I didn't realise he meant that he was planning to propose." I guess I had hoped it meant him sitting down in David's office, giving him an ultimatum. The policy goes or I go, or something to that effect. "Dina's probably right that the policy was a catalyst," Claire muses. "But let's face it, we aren't students anymore. We're over 25. He's older than you, isn't he?" "Yeah, he's nearly 30. "Most of us want to settle down by then," Claire argues. "We don't want to be messing around on dating apps and being ghosted by guys who don't want to commit. So this guy comes along who's willing to commit to Jen, and you're trying to scare her off. Both of your sisters were married with kids before they were our age." "That's Nigerian culture, though." Dina waves her hand dismissively. "Most of our friends won't marry until their 30s. "Yeah, because the guys won't commit until they're sure they have no other options," Claire jokes. "Jen," Dina says, drawing my full attention, "are you 100% sure that you know him well enough to marry him? That this is the right decision for you?" "Look, I won't say I know him perfectly," I admit. Meeting his family made me realise there's a lot about him that I don't know. But I love him, and I want to stay with him, So that's why I said yes. What else was I supposed to say? How about, can we review this again in 6 months? Dina suggests, as if it's a dentist appointment. You can't really say that when there's a guy down on one knee, classical music blasting over an ancient castle, and a lady spying on you with a dog, I observed dryly. You could say that now, though, if you're not happy. I am, though. I hold up my wine glass to toast my own success. Honestly, I wasn't expecting it, but once I'd had a chance to think about it, I realised that I was really excited. He did say that we could postpone it until Christmas, but neither of us wanted to wait that long. Is there a reason why you don't just move in together? Claire asked. He's religious, I say, avoiding Dina's gaze because this is her area of expertise. Whoa, Dina says. You never mentioned this before. I only knew when we visited his parents and we all went to church. What kind of church? Dina asks. She probably has an encyclopedic knowledge of denominations. An old-fashioned one with stained glass windows. Anglican, she asks. He's posh then. He's not, I say automatically, though she's right. I bet it's all midnight mass, incense and vicars in white robes. Dina nods sagely. Is he quite devout? Claire asks, surprised. I hesitate again. How do I explain the fact that I had no idea he had any religious beliefs, given that he never mentioned them, yet he had taken a vow of chastity which he was determined to keep? It's complicated. How? Dina asks bluntly. I don't think he goes to church much, but I think he's still serious about what he believes. That's like saying he likes swimming but never gets in the water, Dina remarks. You can be a Christian without going to church, can't you? Says Claire. What's the point in that? Dina shrugs. I suppose it's personal, Claire says. I know you like church, but it's different for everyone. They're my family, Dina stresses. I get support from them that I wouldn't find anywhere else. That's cultural though, Claire says. They're all Nigerian or Nigerian British. Not all of them, Dina responds. I've been to Dina's church before, the one in London. I had stayed overnight on the Saturday and then she dragged me with her the next day. I realised why when I was still there 6 hours later. If she'd left me in her flat, I would have reported her as a missing person. Anyway, Claire continues, signifying that the conversation needs to move on. If Michael wants to get married and Jen wants to say yes, she has every right to do so, and we should just be happy for her. When are we going to meet him? Dina demands. Can't he come over here now? That would be weird, I point out. Why don't we go for drinks tomorrow? I can't, Dina says immediately. My family are having a big gathering. But you could all come? Are you sure? I ask. I always loved going to Dina's when I was a teenager. Her mum's cooking is amazing and she would help me with my hair after mum left. The more the merrier, she grins.